Okay, and let's put your support that you have, whether it's a pillow or a bolster, we're going to put that underneath your knees, because that helps keep our spine in a neutral position. I'm going to use something that's a little higher than a bolster because I have it. I'm going to use a little spine corrector. So we'll grab make sure you have your TheraBand close at hand, and whatever else it is that you might, if you have a towel or anything like that for your head, and you lay back. Okay. So let's take it all the way back. And I think, as I've talked about before, if you feel like when you lay down and your head is a little cocked up, you can't get it into neutral, then take a towel or some kind of support underneath the neck. And I just do like a little half roll for mine. And then it's supported into a little bit more of a neutral position. And let's just start with a little bit of breath work. So we're going to inhale deeply, and see if you can inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, if you're able to do that. And just gentle inhale, not forced. And see if you can bring the breath all the way down into the pelvis, I refer to it sometimes as the pelvic bowl. So we're going to inhale and just imagine water kind of spreading across throughout that bowl. And as you exhale slowly, you feel the weight of the water drop down through the sacrum, which is just underneath that pubic bone, pubic triangle. So, and what I refer to as the pubic triangle is when you place your hands, the palms on your hip bones, and your fingertips on the pubic bone. And so when you feel those bony structures parallel to the ground, that indicates your pelvis is in neutral. So if you feel like it's tipped up, then you're in a pelvic tilt position. If you feel like it's tipped down a lot, then you're in a lordosis, right? So we want to, and being in this position with our legs supported helps us be there. So that's why the support underneath the legs. All right. So again, we're going to take another breath and think about breathing into the low back area. So as you inhale, think and feel the low back become wider. And as you exhale, just allow the bones to become heavier. And we'll move up into the thoracic, into the rib cage area. So again, inhale and imagine and feel the rib cage get wide as you inhale, and as you exhale, the ribs draw together. The front of the ribs are you can think of them softening down. So the bottom lower ribs and the breastbone. Imagine them just getting soft and melting through your body towards the mat. Let's take a few more breaths there. Just breathing and feeling the expansion of the rib cage. You can even see if you can feel the back body expand into the ground, into the earth. Imagine you're feeling the soil beneath you, or even sand beneath you. And then we'll move up, actually we'll stay on the breastbone here and move into the collarbones and just do a little tapping. So start at the bottom of the breastbone And you're just going to tap, 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 tap. You might even end up making a little bit of sound. And just to wake that area up and remind it that it can release down, and just moving along the collarbones, along both collarbones. And then we'll take another breath or two here and inhale, feel the collarbones get wider. And as you exhale, feel the shoulder blades just flow down the back body towards the back hip pockets. So feel those bones just move down the spine. And then let's take a few breaths, just beginning a few little head nods. So nodding the head, just a little, kind of a little yes, just a subtle little nod of the head. So you feel the back of the neck stretch a little bit. And if you have a little towel rolled underneath your neck, you feel the neck gently press, the back of the neck gently press into the towel. Let's go ahead and hold on to that head nod position. So you're really pressing the top of the head that direction away from us. And we'll do some little extra nods in there. So kind of going deeper into a double chin nod. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then release to a place of comfort, but trying to keep that nice long out the crown of the head position. And I think as you stretch the neck more, you start to, even throughout the hour, you might start to feel like, oh, it's lengthening out. I don't need that roll there anymore. Maybe you feel that, maybe you don't. Okay, we're going to go ahead and with that long crown of the head, reach your arms just directly over the shoulders. The shoulders. And we're going to inhale, reach and touch the sky. And then exhale, drop the arm bones through your body into the floor. Inhale, reach. And exhale, drop. Inhale, reach. And exhale, drop. We'll do a few more of these. Thinking about really feeling how the shoulder blades get to start to ground into the floor. Or you can imagine you're on the earth, you're laying on Mother Earth, and you're just dropping into some soft soil and feeling that support and feedback from that surface you're dropping into. This time we're going to reach, keep reaching the arms, hands, fingertips towards the sky, and then overhead, beginning to exhale. And then complete exhale as you're reaching through the fingertips, softening the breastbone here, softening the ribs down, every bit of air out. When you've got all the air out, inhale, bring the arms back over the chest, and exhale, drop the arm bones. So everyone is going to have a little different rhythm with their breath. So I encourage you to stay with your own rhythm. But I'll just talk you through it still. So inhaling to reach, exhale overhead, and then complete that exhale as you squeeze all the air out, but soften those bones down. Feel how you get a little more length out of the spine, out of the cervical spine, perhaps. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, drop the shoulders down to the mat again. One more just like this, and then we'll add on to it. Exhale overhead. Lengthen through the crown of the head as you exhale deeply here. All the air out. More air than you think you can get out. Belly button to spine. Inhale back over the chest, drop the arm bones. Now we'll press the arms alongside your hips onto the floor, onto the mat. And think about, again, wide shoulder blades, wide collarbones. Send your fingertips towards in the direction of your feet and pull those shoulders back. Feel the shoulder blades reaching to the back hip pockets and press the arms into the mat. So we'll press for about 5, 4, 3, completely press. Now see if you can exhale, soften the sternum again as you press. Press the floor away from you and then release that. Excellent. And then let's bring the hands so they're facing each other. Reach them over the shoulders again. Inhale, reach, touch the sky. Exhale, bring the arms overhead. Deeply exhale again. Maybe your thumbs will touch the floor behind you. If they don't, that's okay. We want to keep that deep exhale going. Inhale, bring the arms back over the chest. Drop the arm bones. And then reaching those shoulder blades into the back hip pocket as you press with your hands in that position. Pinky side of the arm down and press. Shoulders back and then sending them down. Kind of even think about maybe the armpits are sending down towards the hips. Pressing 2, 3, 4, and relax. Sometimes you get a little extra credit if I'm talking and then I count, but that's okay. It's nice to get that extra hold in there. This time we'll just flip our palms up towards the ceiling and we'll just do some presses here. So again, shoulders back, collarbones wide, shoulder blades down into the back hip pockets and press. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep pressing. Breathe into that lower part of the shoulder blades, rib cage, and then exhale deeply. And release. And then we'll bring our arms just about 45 degrees away from the body. Let's start with the pinky side of the hand down. So again, really wide across the chest, shoulders back and then down, and then you can even aim them together into the back hip pockets, widening the top of the blade, drawing the lower point of the blade together and press. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, deeply exhale here. And release. We'll flip our palms up. So as you flip the palms up, really think about the shoulders roll back more to flip the palms up, right? That's why we do this position. And again, shoulders back, down and together, and then we press, but more than anything, we reach and press, reach and press. Feel your neck growing longer, the crown of the head pressing to that wall behind you. Press, press, activating that mid back and release. And now we'll do palms down. So have the same thing, trying to keep the shoulders open and shoulders back down and together. Reach, reach, reach to that those fingertips and press. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and exhale. And release. All right, we're going to bring our arms into the letter T. So again, let's start with the pinky side down. When I'm in this position, I, for some reason, think of like I'm slicing. I'm going to slice the floor behind me. So wide across the chest again, shoulders back, and then glide them down and slice through the floor. Pull those arms back. Feel the shoulder blades draw together and back and down, all the way to the back hip pocket. See if you can feel that line, that little bit of a diagonal line all the way into the back hip pocket as you press. We'll release, then we'll do palms up again and open, shoulders back, down and together, and pull those arms back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and down, together and down, and hold, squeeze, and release. And we'll go ahead and go to the next position, palms down. So palms down, pressing the floor behind us, pulling those arms back, shoulders back, and press. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release. So you should really feel like you've activated those mid-back muscles, kind of from the shoulder blades and maybe even all the way down in towards the low back. And maybe you got a little bit longer out the crown of the head through the neck area. So let's go ahead now, take our hands. You can interlace them behind your head, or you can kind of cup your hands and have your fingertips in more like this position, if you can see that, and just let the head rest on that and give yourself a little traction. So just the best way you can give yourself a little traction with your hands. So just give yourself a little pull, and maybe you'll have a little bit more length in the back of the neck there. So as you're pulling, you can do a couple little head nods, head nod, head nod, head nod. Pull the shoulder blades down towards the hips as you pull the head away from the shoulders. So head nod, head nod, head nod, and then release. So just trying to find a little more length there. All right. Let's go ahead now, bring the hands back alongside the hips, and we're going to anchor the right arm down. So we're going to press the right arm, both shoulders back and down, but we're going to anchor that right shoulder blade back down and together, and then bring in the left arm up, reaching that left arm towards the sky, and then overhead. So opposition. So that right shoulder blade is really pulling back and down, grounding, and the left fingertips are reaching. Imagine someone's pulling on your middle finger on your left hand, giving you just a little tug. And we'll bring it back, drop that guy down and press down into the mat with the left now. Anchor the left side, and then bring the right arm up, reach towards the sky. Keep that left side anchored. Bring the right arm overhead, reaching that right. Now feel the opposition. Both hands are reaching in opposite directions. Imagine someone's tugging on the finger of that right hand. Good. And hold, reach, reach, and bringing it back. Drop it down. And we'll bring that arm back down to the mat. Let's do that 2 more times to each side. So we're going to reach the left arm up and over. Good. Reach for 3, 2, 1. Nice length. Good. Bringing it back. Drop that arm bone. Press the left into the mat. Good. Reach the right arm up over the mat. You're anchoring the left again now. Reach. Bring that right arm overhead, anchoring the left. And stretching those fingertips in opposite directions. 2, 3, feeling that length on that right side especially. Bring the right arm down, drop the arm bone. And now one more time. So we're going to anchor the right. Now you guys are getting the hang of it. Reach the fingertips. Good. Stretch that left arm overhead. Reach the right shoulder blade into the back hip pocket. Reach, 2, 3. Take a breath now, inhaling. Exhale deeply here. Bring the arm back on the inhale. Drop, press that one into the mat. And one more time on the right. Bring the right arm up, anchoring the left. Reach that right arm to the sky and then overhead. Good. And reaching, feeling the length through that side of the torso. Take a breath again and exhale deeply. Nice. Bringing that right arm back, drop the arm bone. Beautiful. All right, now let's again connect both arms into the mat, shoulders back, down and together, pressing. Keep the shoulder blades pulling into the floor as you do a little head nod, and then tuck the chin. Curl the chin towards the chest. See if you can look into the heart. You can take a breath and breathe into the back of the rib cage, and then deeply exhale here. When you're done, inhale, bring the head down. And so what you want to feel with that exhale is a deeper connection into our core. So whether you have feeling there or not, just imagine what it feels like to draw the ribs together, to soften the ribs down, and to squeeze all the air out. Feel the belly button draw in towards the back of the waist. Feel an imaginary corset. Hug the waistline together. Okay, let's do 2 more of those. So we're gonna shoulders back, fingertips reaching, and curl by doing our head nod first. Curl the head and neck up and deeply exhale. Softening the breastbone down. And inhale on your way up. You may find and you may feel like you can get that head up a little bit further each time. So see if you can get that and finding a little more stretch in the back of the neck. Last time, shoulders back, fingertips reaching, curl up, and deeply exhale. Reach your fingertips and bringing yourself down. Awesome. So I hope you all felt a little connection into the core there. Some of you may have felt more than others. And that's something you can really play with and develop deeper and deeper. Let's go ahead now and bring our arms so that our elbows are bent at a right angle. And I'm realizing, you can't really see with my black shirt on. I thought it would be a good shirt to wear, but not so much with the sleeves. And we'll start with palms facing each other. Okay, so again, shoulders back, shoulder blades reaching to the back hip pocket. Imagine that we're pressing our hand and our forearm against a resistance as we press and open the door, our door openers, hugging the elbows into our waist, and then keeping the back active as long as you can as you bring the arms back to that starting position. And again, press, open the door, hug the elbows into the waistline, and bringing them back. One more in this position, open. Hug those elbows into the waist, send the shoulders down to the back hip pockets. Back to center. And then we'll flip our palms up towards our face and think about rotating that forearm and the hand. So the hand is flat towards your face. And again, shoulders back and then down away from the ears. See if you can keep those elbows into the side as you open the door. And then slowly bring it back with control, trying to stay activated in the back. And again, we'll inhale as we open. Good. And exhale as we close. One more, let's inhale as we open. And then hold, deeply exhale here. Inhale again when you're ready. And exhale, bring it back. So just holding for a little extra breath there. Now we'll flip our palms away from us towards our thighs. And same thing, make sure we have the shoulders back and down. Our neck is long and open. You can even think of pressing the elbows into the floor and hugging them into your waist. And then controlling them back. And again, press. Shoulders back and down and together. Hug the elbows into the waist. And one more time. Did I already say that? Maybe we're doing an extra credit one. It won't hurt us. Shoulders back. And release. And as we kind of talked about this last week, but as we go through these things today, maybe choose one or two that you feel like is really hits something for you, and practice it all week. It's hard to remember everything, but just choose one or two things every week that you can add into your repertoire. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and reach our arms over the chest here again. And without the TheraBand to start with, and then we're going to add the TheraBand if you have one. So we're going to inhale and open the arms into the T. And then, and keeping that nice wide chest, exhale, bring the arms back. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, open and pull back. Good, this time let's flip the palms towards your face. So your thumbs are going to be down, hitchhiking away. Inhale, open to the thumbs to the floor. And then exhale, bringing them back. Inhale, open. And exhale, back. And one more time. And back. And then let's do our palms towards the feet. So inhale, open, slice through the floor there. Press. And back. Inhale as we open, opening the chest more and more, activating the back, getting it used to doing the job of pulling those arms back. And great. So we're going to add the TheraBand if you have one. If you don't have a TheraBand, you can just continue with those 3 different positions in your hands. And we'll just do 10 pulls. So you can grab your band so that your thumbs are facing each other to start with. So you've got a fist around the band. Grab it to, if you can, starting with so that it is shoulder width apart, and we'll pull that band, straighten that band out. We're going to inhale, open. Good, really press into the mat. Exhale, pulling it back. Okay. We're going to do 10 of these. So that was 3. And 4. Each time you find your arms on the floor, give them a little press and reach through the knuckles. And 5. And 6. Reach and press. Lengthen through the arms and the collarbones. And press. And notice if one arm feels different than the other, give that arm a little extra help or extra attention as you press if it feels like it's a little weaker. And one more time. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll put our band aside and we're going to roll onto our belly. Yeah. Get ourselves situated on our belly. And we'll start just with the hands underneath. Let me get a little closer here. The hands underneath the forehead, and we're going to do some head floats. Okay. So elbows wide, and we're just going to think about doing a little head nod and float the head up and stretch the crown of the head long. Just feeling the head in line with the spine. And then still imagine it floating up as it comes back down and it lengthens down. So again, head float up. Reach long out the crown of the head. And head float down. Beautiful. Okay. This time we're gonna, if you're able to, you're gonna lift the whole upper body. So the arms are gonna come with. So keep your hands against the forehead if you're able to do that. And I think a few of you were able to do that last time. So you're gonna lift that upper body, but still keep it in line with the spine. And I can't show you that because I don't quite have the ability to do it, but I'm gonna kind of do it one-sided a little bit here. And if you're able to get that. And so you're gonna come up, if you're able to do it, you're gonna bring both arms up off the ground like that, right?
Oh.
Trying actually to come into a straight line. Okay, great. Great. So as you do that lift, think, if you're able to do this, think about pushing your pubic bone down into the mat. So the low belly lifts up in response and stretch long up the crown of the head. That looks beautiful. Okay. Now, if you're able to do that, then we're going to do a few little arm lifts here. And I think we're just going to bring the arms out to our 45-degree angle away from our body. And if you're able to do that lift, you can lift up and then we'll do our arm lifts. So if you can't lift up, I would encourage you to use a towel or if you have your pillow handy underneath the forehead so that you can keep the forehead in line with the spine, right? And so I've got my towel here underneath my forehead and arms about 45 degrees away. You're going to lift up, reach the heart forward and press the arms. So keep the body stable and just lift the arms. 2, 3, squeeze the shoulder blades back, down, and together. Every time we lift, squeeze back, down, and together. Back, down, and together. Back, down, and together. Back, down, and together. Good job. Nice. And one more. Good, good. And then we'll bring our arms out into the letter T. And same thing, we'll do some lifts here. Let's start with our palms down here. We're going to do a couple different hand positions with our arms out in the T here, but we'll start with the palms down. And again, either lifting that upper body if you're able to, otherwise head is supported down and squeeze those shoulder blades, but aim the shoulder blades down to the back hip pocket. So feel the blades really move. And let's do 10 lifts here. So we'll do 10 more. So it'll be about 15. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Lift those arms. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now let's do a lift with the thumbs up. Okay. So arms are really rotated a little bit more in the socket and lift. 2, 3, 4. We'll do 15. 5, 6. Shoulder blades Keep reaching into the back hip pocket as you lift. As you lift. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Those are hard for me. So if you feel like you've got a lot of tension in the neck or the upper back, then just know that, so just know that you want to aim those, you want to keep that cue of moving the shoulder blade bones down towards the hips. Because we really don't want the work to happen in the neck or the upper shoulders. We want it to be in the mid back and the mid traps. But that's something that you can work with for sure. All righty, let's come up onto our elbows. And
I'm sorry, I think I was supposed to remind you that I have a hip contracture on the right side.
Okay, so did you put a pillow underneath your hip?
No.
So that's what you, I think that's what we talked about.
Okay.
Is that I would put a pillow underneath both of your just your whole pelvis, both sides. Okay. I think that would be important for you. Yeah. So every time you do prone work, I would suggest doing that, Doreen.
Okay.
Okay. And then, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about that later. Okay. So elbows lined up exactly underneath the shoulders. So we don't want them out here. Want them right there. And palms down. Spread the fingers. See if you can feel the whole hand on the mat, like you're spreading out into a starfish. Your hands are. Okay. And then shoulders drawing down away from the neck and the head. If you're able to, push the pubic bone into the mat and lift the belly. Okay. So keeping that belly lifted away from the floor. And then we're just gonna drop the shoulder. We're gonna drop the chest so the shoulders wrap around the spine. And then we're gonna press back up to neutral. So wide in the back body and the front body. And then we're gonna press away. Shoulder blades push away from the spine. So find neutral here again, and then drop down. And then neutral, and then press away. Let's do one more like that. So neutral, drop down, shoulder blades draw together, back and down. And then neutral, and then press away. Okay, now we're going to find our neutral place. So that means we're wide across the chest and we're wide across that upper back. And shoulder blades are drawing down the spine. And then I just would like you to think of pushing straight down into the earth deeper. And then without moving the elbows, think about pulling the chest through the arms. Okay, so you really are activating those lats and mid and lower traps. So pulling, and we're just gonna hold for another 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And you all look beautiful because your head is pretty much in line with your spine. So that's what we want. We want to maintain that. So good. So this time, let's just, with those nice anchored shoulder blades down, we're just going to shift our weight more to the right elbow, shoulder blade down, and then over to the left elbow. Just kind of rocking from side to side. So we'll go right and left. And right shoulder blade back and down. And as you probably will feel your automatic thing might be to anchor it down a little deeper as you shift your weight into it. Okay, this time we're going to anchor over to the right and reach your left hand out to the side. And then bring it back in. And then we'll come back to center, shift over to the left, bring your right arm out to the side. And bring it back to center. So let's do like 4 more of those, 5 total, side to side. And back to center. And so I'm actually keeping my hand on the floor when I reach, but if you're able to bring it up off of the floor, that's fine. Do it. But I want you to be mindful of what is happening in the shoulder that is on the elbow that is on the floor. So we don't want that shoulder to compensate by hugging up just to get that arm off of the floor. We want to keep nice anchor in that shoulder that's on the mat. All right, now we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves, roll to a little sideline position. See where we're at on time. Okay, so I'm going to start on my right side here, and we're going to start with our legs long. And if you're able to if you need a support underneath the head, you can grab one. You can use your pillow. Or I've got a block here. I might use this. But you might not need one because you can also have that head just on the arm, resting on your arm. So you guys can kind of decide what feels best for you there. You can be like that, or you can be like that. And with our nice long line here, thinking about starting with hip, ribs, shoulder, ears, all lengthening long, crown of the head lengthening long, shoulders out of the ears. And then you can place your free hand here just in front of the rib cage. And we're gonna push ourselves backwards a little bit. So we almost start to feel like we're gonna fall back.
Wait, where's the other hand?
So the top hand is in front of you as a little kind of support, and then the other arm can either be underneath the ear, or it can be, if you have a support, it can be kind of right beside you, right beside with the elbow bent. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just couldn't see.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna just allow the hips to go back, and we're gonna pull the belly in to come forward. And then we're gonna push ourselves forward and then pull ourselves back to center. So it's just kind of playing with a little, kind of the beginning of a rolling motion, really. So we kind of lose our balance forward and pull belly button to spine to come forward. And we lose our balance back and pull this belly button to spine, and maybe imagine this corset cinching up just to help pull us forward. So we're going to drop forward and then pull that corset together. So as you're pulling this corset together around the waist, you can also think about this shoulder blade that's on the floor. Think about it drawing down, both shoulder blades drawing down again towards the hips, and falling forward and drawing down, and falling forward, backward, and drawing down. Nice. Okay, So that's just a little fun side lying piece to play with. Let's go ahead now, bend the knees so that we're at a 90-90 position, which that should be easier for you if you have a hip contracture. And we'll start with our arms, hand on top of hand here. And ideally, knee on top of knee. Sometimes it's nice to put something between the knees to keep them a little more stable. You can use a towel, you can use a pillow. They actually make these knee pillows that are really pretty handy. Okay, so starting here, we're just going to reach that top arm as far away from you as you can and begin to make an arc overhead. So you're going to inhale, reach. Exhale, reach a little more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, reach a little more. Opening up into a big letter T again. Feel the chest open. The rib cage is dropped towards the floor if you're able to do that. And then continue on making that circle around your body. Pull the belly in to bring yourself back to center. Okay, let's just do one more of those. Reach. Take your time. Very likely that you'll feel some tight spots in the rib cage. If you do, let's take a breath here. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. Move to the next spot. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. So taking that extra breath in that area can really kind of help to open you up a little bit more. All right, we're going to go ahead and roll onto our other side. So you can sit up and turn around if you want, or if you need to face the other direction, I won't be offended. And we'll set ourselves up again in that long position, long legs position. Maybe. Yeah, okay. And however it worked for you, if you wanted to have a support underneath your head, or if you just are good with the arm underneath the head, and then that top arm is placed in front of the body. So we're going to push ourselves back off balance backwards, and then engage in the corset as much as we can to come back, and then push ourselves off balance forward and pull the belly together to come back. If you want to work harder at this, you can have your hand here, or you can have it up here. So pulling that corset together to come back, and then forward, pulling that corset to come forward or come back to center. And so whichever level you feel you're able to perform the movement. We're going to do one more back here. And good. Nice. And then we'll go ahead and let's see, I'm having a little, yeah, I think then we're going to bend our knees and go into our opening the chest. So, oh no, I'm sorry. I knew I was forgetting something. Yes. So hand on top of hand here. Okay. So reaching those fingertips away from us. Good, and making that big arc overhead. So again, don't rush it if you feel tight. Just stop and pause and take a breath. And then move a little bit more. And then move a little bit more. Until you get to that letter T and your chest is open to the sky. If you're able to do that. And take a breath here and then continue that motion all the way back around, sweep it around. And then one last time, we'll reach. Inhale, deeply exhale. Inhale, deeply exhale. Opening up that chest. And then bringing the arm around back to center, pulling the corset together to help bring the hips back up if they fell over. Nice. And now let's go ahead and bring ourselves up to sitting. Cross-legged if you're able, or you can sit with your legs out in front, and we'll just whatever position that works for you to bring yourself up to an upright position. Good. And what I encourage people to do is, if you have your pillow or a towel, is to put it behind your hips or underneath your sit bones. I actually have a little wedge. So that's what I use if you're in a studio setting and you're lucky enough to have that. But a pillow is fine. So just sitting up as tall as we can, shoulders back and down, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Imagine I'm coming up behind you and I'm going to push into your head, and you're going to push your head up into my hand. Growing up as tall as we can. Inhale, bring the left arm up and just cross it over to the left knee and reach behind and twist. And look over that shoulder. Keep your head turned, but try to bring the eyeballs around to the front. And then bring the eyeballs back over that shoulder again. And then bring your eyeballs around to the front and bring your head around to facing front again. And then we'll bring your right arm up, place it and reach towards that opposite knee. Reach that other hand around, look over that left shoulder. Keep the head turned, but bring the eyeballs around to the front again. And then bring the eyeballs back over that left shoulder. And then bring the eyeballs front, which helps bring your head around. And that is how we'll finish today. Thank you so much for coming to class. And I hope